What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are finally back with F1 23 My Team career mode. Really do apologize about the lengthy break between episodes. Literally major PC problems. It's not connecting to the internet in my room. So what I've had to do is I've had to take everything out of my room. So the monitor, the PC and everything, even after getting a new adapter to connect to the Wi-Fi faster, it's still not connecting in my room. So as soon as I brought everything out, it's working fine. I think we're gonna have to clear some space somewhere around the house to do more of this outside my room, because it certainly is not helping. Or I could potentially consider getting a new PC as well, and if that's the case, it could be still some time before I move everything back into my room, so everything is out of the way and I can eventually start doing YouTube again. But I honestly don't know how much longer I can go with this, in all honesty, guys. I really do apologize for not doing this content for you. I know you guys are not liking these lengthy breaks, but it's out of my hands, guys. So there's nothing more that I can do about it. So I really hope you do accept what's going on, and let's just get stuck into this video, shall we? So between Albert Park and Baku weekends, the Chinese GP has been taken out, which was taken out well before this season was scheduled to start. So now we've got about a 3-4 week break between race weekends, and now we get to get some big upgrades happening and a lot of team events. I think that's going to really help us along the road, because the more events that we can do, the more positivity that we can progress through each department and a few other areas as well. So we finally made it to the Baku GP weekend. I think we've had quite a few upgrades go in the car. I think 1 or 2 might have been majors, and the rest were just minors. I can't remember what they were, but as we have a look at the performance index, have a look at that. Literally, ourselves, Ferrari and Mercedes and Aston Martin have literally made big jumps. Red Bull, not so much, but I'm not expecting them to drop away or anything, because they're still that far ahead. Even though Charles Leclerc and Ferrari had a mega weekend out with that gamble to go to slick tyres late in the race in Albert Park, so which was a bit of a gutsy move for Ferrari, but they made it work. So qualifying time for the Baku Grand Prix. We are sprint racing this weekend, so this is qualifying for the race, and unfortunately there is no sprint shootout in the 23 game. I don't know if that's going to get added at a later date, or maybe even in next year's game. I'm not too sure, but here we go for qualifying. I think this is our second lap after a cool down lap, so heading through the second sector right now. I have been picking up a bit of understeer, or actually a lot of understeer, or maybe just going in too deep into, is it turn 9? Is that the corner before you enter the castle section? I can't remember what it is. But across the line, we found another 3 tenths, and we go up to 6th place. That's a very good result there. And as we wait in the garage to see what everyone else has done, we drop down to P11. A little bit ahead of Ma, not by much though. As you can see, gearbox is starting to wear a little bit. That's not great. I think we're going to have to take a new gearbox this weekend, unless this one can hopefully hold it out and we can save a new gearbox for Miami next time out. So we've got P6. Our run was not great. I think that was the same set of softs that we used in Q1, which doesn't really matter too much, because we've got plenty of new sets of softs to utilize. I'm always thinking 2-3 steps ahead on how we're gonna do our runs and when to do them. So, and our last run is going to be right now a little bit wider turn 1. I've noticed that I've been picking up a lot of understeer, especially during the race, which you guys will see later on. But as you can see, we found two 210s, and we're now over a second up as we head through the castle section. A little bit wide again, a bit more understeer. Again, I've literally tried to drive slower just to try and get around the corners, especially at 9. Turn 9, the corner before the castle section, is the one area where I've literally struggled the whole time. Actually, I've just been going through my head. Maybe it's turn 7, that corner before the castle section. So you go right-hander, and then you go through the castle section. I think that's turn 9 now. So anyway, we got both cars through into Q3. That is a great sign. So this corner right here, I've been braking a lot early. So before the racing line turns from green to red, I've been braking a lot earlier. But for some reason, the car just kept going straight ahead, and I've noticed that from literally the first time I walked through that part of the racetrack, which honestly really annoyed me, because every time I've done that, I've had to literally pull the car up, which obviously isn't great for me, because I really love to get a nice run through there and set the car up for the castle section. So at the end of our qualifying, right, it is P5 for the Baku Grand Prix no wait, it's the race. No, sprint race, sorry. So we started P5 from the sprint. I'm thinking about this year's sprint races. Jesus. So we start P5 for the sprint, which is a solid result there. And I think Mark was 9th or 10th or whatever. So all in all, good start. I think we might use these old components for the sprint, because I think it's only 9 laps, I'm pretty sure. So 9 laps to negotiate, and if the gearbox survives, we might consider doing something else. I'm not 100% sure. What I mean by something else, I mean take new gearbox components, or maybe even put some newer components on the car, because I'm just not sure how much longer this gearbox can go. Well, it's definitely not going to go to the end of Miami. I know that for sure. So if we could get this gearbox to survive, not just the sprint, but the whole race, then we help ourselves a little bit by saving components for the following race, which is something that I'm trying to aim towards. So let's get this sprint race done. 9 laps ahead of us, and we are racing. Held for a fair while there. Nice and initial charm. Oh, Leclerc did not get away well. Verstappen goes through into the lead, and we've got to go around the outside of Hamilton. Very nicely done there. So Leclerc goes from pole back down to second, nearly third or fourth off there. Now we're behind Sergio. Can we get a nice slipstream? We are nice and close. We're not going to use too much of our battery too early to be using some of that. We're going to just be patient, try and stay with these guys as much as we can. We've gone in a little bit deep into turn 3. Now Lewis is all over us by the end of the lap. We're going to give him plenty of space to the outside, and we will hold him up a little bit high, or maybe take in a little bit more speed, but either way he is not getting past us, and that, I think that kind of ruined our chance to have a go at the leaders ahead. Just checking through.
Gap to your teammate behind is 2.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're 8th. And the time last lap was a 1:51.4.
We hit the wall on the exit or on the apex of turn 3. They're just checking for damage. But yeah, all in all, signs look okay for the moment. Webber is actually clinging on to the group behind us. So I think he's in the points right now. I think he's about 7th, 8th, something like that. Right here, turn 15 here, the outside has opened up so much. So that's definitely something that I definitely noticed when I first came around, because that was so much over, because that wall was literally right at the edge of the racetrack. Charles Leclerc making a move for the lead on Verstappen, and I think you'll have the inside for 2, and he'll have the inside for 3. But Verstappen's holding around the outside here. He's not giving this up easily, but Leclerc now has DRS. He's now going to try and go the long way around for 3. Well, in fact, he didn't need to. He got it done before the braking zone. So Leclerc goes into the lead, and that will be pole position for tomorrow if he stays there. Rear tyre starting to go off a little bit there, which isn't great. I've been told that the rears around the rear tyres around here in this year's game are absolutely atrocious. They wear absolutely ridiculously. So at the moment, we're not sticking with the leaders. We're just trying to hold on to 4th place at the moment. That was not a great run. At the 290-degree rise, Lewis tries to go around the outside. There was contact. We've gone in very deep, and Carlos Sainz is the beneficiary. He says, "Thank you very much, boys. I will go through into P4." So that wasn't great. There. Look at the slide that we had. And Lewis tries to go around the outside. I didn't know if he was going to stay there, but we went in very deep. And then Carlos is like, "Thank you, boys." On board with him now. He's looking ahead. He's missed the apex. Turns in very sharp. Well, he had to really pull the car up to turn that little bit sharper to avoid contact. And he's done that very nicely indeed. Now George, I reckon he tried to follow him through, but his teammate was in the way, and in the end he gains no places, and me and Lewis lose a place each. But now we're going to try and come back at Carlos into turn 1. We stick the nose up the inside. Gee, he turned in on us a little bit there, but thankfully no contact was made. And well, he was being very cautious. And now he and Lewis are squabbling. This is our chance to get away. Now, if we're outside of 1 second on the start of the last lap, we should be okay. And here's the 2 Red Bulls having a nice squabble. There's touching. There's a touch between Checo and Max. There's supposed to be a no-touch rule with teammates, but apparently it's not the first time that these two have made contact in that, or the two Red Bulls have made contact in that very spot. So there's another replay of Carlos and Lewis. While they're squabbling, it's allowed us to get away. I think that's on the last lap, maybe, or maybe the penultimate lap. I'm not too sure. But either way, Charles Leclerc will take pole position for the Grand Prix tomorrow, late in the afternoon, and it's Checo who comes out on top ahead of Verstappen, and we will start 4th for the the Grand Prix tomorrow. And I think Webber got home for 8th or 7th, so I think that's a double points finish for us. 5th, 6th, yeah, he got 8th, and so very nicely done. So 6 points for us in that race. So that's a very, very handy result for our team, and we will be hoping to continue that in the main Grand Prix. I was kind of hoping to stay with the leaders a little bit more because we were on the softs, but of course the tyres were always going to die off very quickly, especially the rears. So I think we're going to have to try something a little different for the main race.
And a warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and it's made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to a catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Skip, Hamilton, Sainz, Russell, Webber, Gasly, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Sargent, Joe, De Vries, Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alrighty then, let's go racing in Baku. P4 on the grid. I think we're going to do, given how harsh the tyre wear is, I think medium and hard is probably going to be the better option. We're not wasting any time, straight into it, lights out, and we are underway here in Baku. Great start up against the 2 Red Bulls once again, and we're going to go almost straight up the middle. Mercedes trying to go around the outside. I think that was Lewis that tried to go around the outside. Checo goes a bit defensive into turn 2. Can we get a nice golden one? And no, not quite. And as you saw there, wearing components, so we are using old components. Here goes Lewis trying to go around the outside of us into turn 3, and we've actually nudged the wall again into turn 3. Not the first time we've done that this weekend. So we were told straight away off the line from Mark that that we've got old components of, and I completely forgot. I don't know if I wanted to or not, but I think I think at the time I was going to put new components in, but I just completely forgot about it. And now we're racing with old components. Now Lewis is trying to go side by side with us on lap 2 for the second race in a row on the second lap. Not quite able to do anything about it. Squabble up ahead, fight for the lead. Was changing a couple of times, and this is on the same lap, I think, and that's Hamilton getting attacked by Carlos Sainz, and indeed Carlos gets through ahead of Hamilton for 5th place, and now Carlos can go ahead and attack us, and he's on the soft tyres as well, so that would make sense that he would go almost trying to make up as many spots as possible. You saw us taking a bit of curb there at turn 4, which wasn't ideal because that nearly sent us into the barrier. Using a bit of our overtake to try and stay ahead of Carlos. We are barely staying ahead, but in the end it's not worth putting up a fight. He's on the soft tyres. There's no point in fighting him, but he's not our fight today. I think the fight for us anyway is going to be with the Mercedes, so I think that's possibly the fight that we'll be battling with anyway. But as long as if we could try and stay with Carlos, because those sides will start to die off very soon, so as long as we can stay within the DRS of Carlos, we might have a chance to sneak back up into 4th place. So here we go, we're in the DRS, we're going to use a bit of our overtake, and we're going to set up a move. Oh, Carlos, we're going to go around the outside. No, we're going to switch to the inside. Massive moment into turn 1. There's contact between us and Carlos, and I think we just about get away with little to no damage at all, apart from a warning with that collision. Mark wasn't overly pleased about it. Have a look at that on board with George. As soon as we made that move, it was a very late decision for me to go to the inside, and as soon as that happened, there was almost destined that there was going to be contact, and indeed there was, but thankfully no real consequence. The only consequence for us, we only lost 1 spot to George, which isn't actually too bad if you actually think about it. It could have been a lot worse. So thankfully it hasn't happened, and that's Lewis, who's lost an engine on lap 8 here. So Lewis's engine has blown up, and he is out of the race as we are nearing the halfway stages of this race. Here goes George, trying to shape up and move on Carlos. Doesn't quite do anything about it. Look at the run that we got. We might have to stick our nose up the inside here at turn 4. Indeed we do. And there's a little bit of contact, but we've barged ourselves through anyway. Now we're just going to try and get back to the gearbox of Carlos Sainz, because if we don't, and if we get outside of 1 second, then it's almost sayonara for us trying to get past him again in this race. So here we go through 18 and 19. It's a 20 corner circuit, Baku, I'm pretty sure. So here we go, we're a long way back. We used a fair bit of our overtake, and now we're going to see how close we can get. Look at the closing speed from us. This is Red Bull RB18 like speed. Up the inside of Carlos, bit of contact again, but I think we were very courteous. We gave him a lot of space on the outside.
Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy.
Well, Mark seemed to be happy about that. So we're through. I think Carlos will try to come back at us anyway. Anyway, leader's starting to pit. I think this is Verstappen making his first stop. He started on the softs, and now he's gone onto hards. So I think that confirms he's doing a 1-stop. Carlos responds. Off go the softs, on go the hards. So I think that'll be the strategy for everyone. Anyone who started on any tyre will probably go hards to the end of the race. I'll be surprised if they'll be doing anything else other than that. Defending from George, I did think about coming into the pits to try and cover Carlos, but I think he would have been too close, and I think he might have got past us again anyway. So definitely our fight is with Carlos Sainz at the moment. Wait, hang on, no. I said our fight was with the Mercedes. And I said Carlos wasn't our fight, but now it may become our fight, because when we come out of the pits, we'll have 2 lap fresher tyres, and we'll be able to hopefully come back at him in the last couple of laps and really give him something to think about. 2.4 seconds stop, halfway through this race now. Yeah, there goes Carlos. He's miles ahead. So yeah, I think we might have responded a fraction or 1 lap too late. I think we probably should have responded at the end of the next lap. Or exactly the lap after he came in. Nice fight here between Carlos and Checo. I don't think... Has Checo made his stop yet? No, I think he has, because he would have come in for softs. So there goes Carlos on his way through. Doesn't quite get the move done, but he's got another dose of DRS on the run up to turn 3. He should be able to get this move done with ease, and indeed he does. So Checo lets him go. There's no point in him fighting that. So that was for 4th. We've dropped down to 7th, now 6th, and that's Russell, who's just come out of the pit lane now. So it's about almost a 5-second gap from us to Carlos Sainz. And well, here comes George. He's got much fresher tyres than us. There's no point in us holding him up. However, we are trying to defend against it, but yeah, there's an overlap, and I don't know why I'm still using my overtake. Now I turned it off, and we are just going to let him go. There's no point in fighting. He's got much fresher tyres. There's no way that we're staying with him for the rest of the race as things continue on in this race. So lap 15 of 26 now. Trying to stay with George, but unfortunately that episode doesn't really last. Doesn't last too long. So now it's just about us trying to get back towards Carlos Sainz. You wouldn't believe it, but throughout the whole race, I've literally just been trying to take it easy through turn 7 and the corner before the castle section. And look, it has worked, but at the same time, I feel like it's just slowed my pace rather, because I literally have to brake a lot earlier just to pull the car up, if you know what I mean. So that's something that I haven't really been impressed with for the whole race. So right now, well, Carlos didn't really get held up or didn't really hold up George long enough. I would have been really eager for a 4th place finish, but now it looks like it could only be a 4th on the road. Wait, no, 5th. Sorry, 5th is our target. That's George getting past Checo. I think that's for a podium spot. So he's just gone through. Now he can potentially set his sights on Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. Yellow flag on the main straight. White dot going slowly. I think that's a Haas. That's going slowly. I think it is. And it's Magnussen. Yes, it is. So he's got some sort of problem, and he's pulling off the track at the exit of turn 1, and he is effectively out of this race now. Now we've caught up to Carlos as well. Another yellow flag at the cars section. Is that Max that's made a mistake? I think it is. It's Max that's made a mistake at the castle section. Oh my goodness, he has had a monster moment at the castle section, and somehow he's able to keep going. So Max has had a massive moment at the castle section. Let's see what happened. He's had a moment. Oh, he's hit the inside. Or no, the outside part of the castle section. So here's a slow-mo. I did notice that he was on a bit of a slide about here, and the rear tagged that barrier there, which sent him facing towards the buildings on the right. So he's had to counter that slide, and now the front wing will graze the front there, and he will spin back around without hitting anything else back on towards the racing line. So carefully watch the steering. So he's had to kind of slide there. Rear tags the tech brake barrier, so go back. So he's on a bit of a slide, and right rear gets the tech pro barrier there, counters the slide, he has to counter again, front wing touches the wall, and Max Verstappen has survived a rather scary moment at the castle section. not many people would survive a moment like that. Here we go. We're on the attack on Carlos Sainz now. 2 laps to go as we cross the line. We're going to go to the outside of the track and we're going to try and hold round the outside, do we? Or we try to get him back. We've backed off because I want DRS, but we've gone in too deep and we've hit the barriers. And I think Carlos is going to get away with that now. We're going to try and...
Don't worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Okay, I just had to check with Mark just to be sure that there was no damage on the car. So we're okay for the moment, but now we're about to start the last lap. Look how far ahead Carlos is. He's nearly a second ahead of us, but now we're going to speed things up. We're going to use our overtake, open the DRS, and we get so close. Do we think about a crazy dive bomb? No, we don't. I think we would have gone straight ahead or into the barriers if we tried that move. So now it's just all about staying as close as we can to Carlos through the middle sector, because if we stay this close, we will get him for sure as we come towards the line. We've got it very deep at that corner where I've been having trouble all weekend long, and it has come unstuck at the crucial point, and that has cost us a chance to get a Carlos Sainz at the line. But the other Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, wins in Baku once again, and he goes back-to-back this season, and for us, we cross the line for 6th place.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And so ends another Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A fascinating race and a well-deserved victory. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
And once again, Ferrari deliver in Baku. I don't know what it is with Leclerc around Baku. He seems to be a favourite circuit of his, or one of his favourite circuits to race at. But honestly, have Ferrari found something over Red Bull? That RB19 has been an absolute rocket ship in real life this year, and I'm surprised that that's not even at least 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. So Ferrari finding pace again. Can they keep that up for the rest of the year? Only time will tell. I think the next few races will definitely tell the story between Red Bull and Ferrari. I don't think Mercedes are that close, in all honesty. They might be close enough to Red Bull, but if it's going to be like what we saw last year, I don't think Ferrari will be stopped, in all honesty. So Leclerc now moves up to 2nd in the championship, tied on points with Max and Carlos hanging around there, and then it's both Max and then us in 7th place, and it's 4th for the constructors. So good looking signs so far, considering that we were starting this new career mode journey from where we left off at the end of season 2 in F1 22, but unfortunately you guys haven't even seen that yet. I don't know. Do you guys really want to see what really happened at the end of in the last half of F1 22? Let me know down in the comments if you want to see it. I'll happily do it. But the main focus for me right now is just doing F1 23. I'm not even halfway through the season. I'm going to reveal this in there. I'm not even halfway through this first season of F1 23, my team, with all these PC dramas that I've had. But I'm really eager to get these issues resolved as quickly as possible so I can do the content that you guys love to see. And I know I love doing it, and it's something that I really wanted to do full time. And as soon as I can get these issues sorted out, then I can do everything that I can for you guys. But yeah, a great weekend overall, apart from that moment, and apart from all the dramas that we've had at turn 7. So, a good weekend. We came home with 6th place, and we came home with some solid points for the team. I can't remember where Mark finished up. But yeah, a solid weekend overall, and I think we can definitely look forward to getting a big haul of points and maybe even a top 5, 6 finish, maybe even a top 4 if we're lucky enough. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to see plenty more F1 and racing game content. If you are wanting to see more of these videos, I'll do everything that I can to make sure that you guys get what you want, and I can get back to doing what I love to do. So just be patient a little bit longer if you can. If I have to move everything out of my room to where the connection is better, I will. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. So stick around for future videos, guys, and until the next one, catch us later.